Everyone, so my name is Yoshinori Matsunobu. So I'm a SRE at Facebook, and I'm also one of the founding member of starting the MyRocks project. So today I'm going to talk about the MyRocks overview and how we use MyRocks at Facebook and what we are planning to change. So yeah, MySQL at Facebook and database migration from InnoDB to MyRocks and development roadmaps. So first, let me talk about our main MySQL database called UDB, which is a user's database that stores all Facebook activities. Like, for example, if you like or comment or share on Facebook. So all of these activities are stored in MySQL database, so which is a very critical database. And apparently, single MySQL database is not enough to handle or more than 1 million users workloads. So we shared, so we massively shared MySQL database. And we have huge cache in front of MySQL. So in most cases, the read request hit the cache. But when cache misses, the read request is going to directly to MySQL database. And so if MySQL is slow, then users will complain about Facebook, so which is very problematic. So we made MySQL a lot faster to handle most workloads, both reads and writes. And we automate operations, so we don't run MySQL on cloud. So we built our automation framework. For example, if MySQL thread dies, then automatically our automation tool detects that and reimages the failed MySQL instances and deploys that. And if master dies, then automatically do failover. And we run on the pure flash. So we used to run hybrid disk and flash system called Flash Cache a couple of years ago, but now we run pure flash storage. So this is relatively common on flash storage. So it applies to the UDB as well. So we are almost constrained by space. So space is constrained by space, and it doesn't use much CPU and I/O resources. So today I'm going to talk about MyRocks. So MyRocks is a project to use log structured merge database called RocksDB as a MySQL storage engine. So the integrating RocksDB as a MySQL inside MySQL. So RocksDB itself is an embedded database. So to access RocksDB, you need to write C++ or Java code to open and access or close databases, so which is hugely different from MySQL database. So we decided to create a RocksDB as a MySQL engine. So by doing so, the users can access to RocksDB by the same SQL statements as InnoDB. So this takes two advantages. So LSM saves space compared to a B-tree index like InnoDB. So it saves space, and it still can use InnoDB features. And we open sourced everything about RocksDB and MyRocks, as well as related tools like online backups. Okay. So MyRocks' initial goal at Facebook was reducing space. So this is a brief image of the InnoDB UDB. So CPU utilization and I/O utilization are both very small, but it's completely space-bound, so it uses about 90% of the storage devices. So this means even though there are plenty of CPU and I/O capacities, we cannot add more data because it's constrained by space. So we wanted to change that. So with MyRocks, so it reduces the space by half compared to a compressed InnoDB. So we use InnoDB compression, but even with InnoDB compression, it's completely space-bound. So by switching to MyRocks, then space was reduced by half without increasing CPU or I/O very much. So by doing so, then it is possible to add another instance to the same machine. So by doing so, then you can technically reduce the number of servers by half. So you can as well as reduce the space by half, and also you can reduce the number of servers by half. So this is a big deal at Facebook because our system is very large. So we created MyRocks. We started the MyRocks project about 3 years ago, and we added many features to deploy in production at Facebook. And we started the migration project since later last year. So we created a lot of features, the automations to make migration easier, like continuous data consistency check between InnoReview and MyRocks, and sending a shadow capture query traffics by audit plugins, then sending the request to a MyRocks or InnoReview databases to see if the latency or errors regressed or not. And we deployed on slaves and deployed on masters. So first was creating a fast MyRocks instance without downtime. So we had one InnoReview master and 4 InnoReview slaves in our main UDB database, and picked one InnoReview slave instance, then started logical dump by MySQL dump, then restored in the MyRocks database. So like stop slave and then dump and then load. So stopping one slave, as you know, the stopping one slave does not affect services because the request can be shifted to other healthy slaves. And after loading MyRocks, so we ran the data consistency check queries for InnoReview and MyRocks, so to verify that data are consistent. Then creating a second MyRocks instance. So creating a second MyRocks instance was easier because MyRocks already existed. So we created a tool called MyRocks hot backup, which is similar to extra backup to do a binary copy from one MyRocks instance to another MyRocks instance. So by doing so, there are 3 InnoReview slaves and 3 InnoReview instances and 2 MyRocks slaves. The next step was promoting MyRocks to master. So this was the hardest part because if master is corrupted, then Facebook is available, so which is a very serious part. So we did a very intensive test, so like creating a shadow traffic test to sending the master, capturing the master queries in InnoReview, then sending test MyRocks instances, then seeing if data is fine or latency doesn't degrade. So after verifying these steps, then we promoted MyRocks as a master. So after verifying MyRocks is okay, then copied everywhere, then removed InnoReview. So this was the final step. So our current production status is, so hopefully, so we announced yesterday, but we completed the InnoReview to MyRocks migration in our main database. And we also saved 50% space in UDB compared to InnoReview. So now, so your Facebook activities like or comments or shares, so all of these activities are served from MyRocks databases. So this is a huge milestone for us, and hopefully we could save the 50% space. And we also started working on migrating other database tiers. So UDB is our biggest database tier, but this is not our only database services. So I can't say the exact project details right now, but we started working on migrating other databases to MyRocks. So we have several development roadmaps right now, so I'd like to share some of them. So UDB is completely space-bound, and if the database size is very small and most data fit in memory, the InnoReview performs better than MyRocks, especially for read workloads. So we are trying to make MyRocks better to match InnoReview, especially for read performance. And we started evaluating MySQL 8. Currently we use MySQL 5.6, and Percona announced 5.7 support for MyRocks. Our next target MySQL version will be 8.0. So we started evaluating MySQL 8 and trying to support MyRocks in MySQL 8. And supporting mixed engines is especially supporting InnoReview and MyRocks within the same instance. So currently we run MyRocks for dedicated instance. So we run either InnoReview or MyRocks for each instance, and we don't run the mixed engines in the same instance. But sometimes, so especially the InnoReview is better for currently InnoReview is faster for read workloads if database size is very small. So we got several requests from potential customers that they want to use both InnoReady and MyRocks in the same instance, and they're using InnoReady for small tables and using MyRocks for the rest. So we are trying to create that to support that. So reliably working on that and supporting crash recovery, so online backups as well. And the last part is supporting bigger small data. So bigger small data means supporting a much bigger instance size, like 5 terabyte or 10 terabyte, or something like 30 or 50 terabyte, just an instance. So if supporting a very big instance, then many applications can get benefits. For example, people don't have to worry about sharing applications, for example. So we have very limited support for such huge data, so we are trying to make support for such bigger use cases. Yeah, so we have 2 MyRocks sessions today. So one is a MyRocks production deployment, so details. So I'm going to talk about that today at 3.2. And MyRocks engineering, the new features enhancements. So this is mostly the engineering point of view talk. So my colleague Manuel will talk about this today at 5:25 p.m. So that's all. So thank you.